Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Happy February 1st. Saturday, February the 1st. Wow. Let's hope that this month is better than last month. I'm sure it will be. I saw this post on Quora, Quora, posted by Jijji Bishop. The Unseen Wound. I read this and I thought we've got to talk about this because this is probably the way my children have felt and how I have to make it up to them. So please listen. The unseen wound. Because I too have an unseen wound that was provided to me by my ex-husband. But this is different. This is a mother's neglect of a child. I can survive a lover's venom, a psychopath's cold glance, even a killer's silent hand. But the cruelty of a mother who withheld what was mine by birthright, her love, her warmth. That is a wound that doesn't heal and it doesn't fade. Now, my children had my love, my warmth, my compassion, my kindness, everything they needed when they were infants. But for some reason, and I'm not sure whether it was because of the way I was raised or society was telling us what to do. Because as we all know, there's not a book out there to tell you how to raise your kids. There is now. But back 50 years ago, we had one book, Dr. Spock, and that was it. And it wasn't much help, other than how to diaper and stuff like that. So, how can you mend a wound that was never seen, never acknowledged? How can you breathe life into a child who was never allowed to breathe at all? My mother, the one who should have been my shield, was a fortress built on indifference, on invisible walls of rejection, with love a mere illusion, dangled like a carrot. That was always just out of reach. I grew up in the shadow of her conditional affection, a student perfect in grades, but imperfect in her eyes. Each tear a sign of weakness, each cry a provocation. I was too much, yet never enough. She turned my self-worth into a puzzle with missing pieces, made me believe I was broken when I was only a child. And so I built walls of maladaptive mechanisms to survive her storm. And trust me, I had a storm. I learned how to hide, how to please, how to disappear, until I was nothing, but a reflection of the image she wanted to see. The line between love and hate blurs in my heart, a perpetual push and pull, waves crashing against a fragile shore. When she rejected me, I became nothing. When I was too much, I became a burden. When I needed, I became invisible. It wasn't just neglect. It was a cruel art of manipulation, of showing love only when I was a mirror, reflecting her ideal self, a child who could never falter, who could never feel, who could never need. She twisted my mind until I didn't know who I was, until I questioned my very existence. A dance of gaslighting, a slow erosion of trust in myself, in love, in anyone who dared to care. And now in my life, where every relationship becomes a reflection of that void, where my fears are not just fears, but echoes of abandonment, I struggle to breathe in the arms of those who love me. I attach too quickly, craving validation, terrified of rejection, knowing it will come. It always does. I lash out too much for the ones I trust to understand. But I am learning that the scars she left are not my fault, that my need for love doesn't make me too much, doesn't make me broken. I'm learning that I am worthy, even if she never saw it. The hole she left may never close, but I'm learning to fill it with my own worth, with my own love, with the healing that comes from understanding that I was created by more than her cruelty. I was made to survive, to rebuild, to rise, even with the cracks that run deep. The hardest part of growing up with a narcissistic mother, yeah, my mother is also a narcissist, and she put me through some of this stuff. But because she did doesn't make it right that I did it. But I did, because I'm my mother's daughter. The hardest part of growing up with a narcissistic mother was the quiet knowledge that the love I needed most was never there. It's like when I would come visit my mom before she moved in with me, when I'd see her, I'd hug her and say, "I love you, Mom." I never got it back. I never, rarely, ever got "I love you too." And that's what hurts. Now, I will say, I was always telling my children that I loved them. And I probably did that because I didn't get the acknowledgement. And for someone like me, with the scars of BPD, borderline personality disorder. That knowledge becomes the echo that shapes everything that I am. But still, I'm here. Still, I'm learning to love the parts of me she couldn't see. And that's what I had to live with, and that's what my son has been living with. But we're getting better. And the scars can be so deep. Here's another one I want to discuss. How to survive a narcissistic marriage. How to survive after a narcissistic marriage. This is going to be good. This is going to be good help for us. How do you find the will to live and look to the future after a narcissistic marriage? I feel hopeless, stuck, non-functional, alone, and lost. Boy, I gave my all in that marriage. Now I feel depleted. And I understand that because I felt that way too. Understand the fact that this isn't personal. This narcissist did all this because of their disorder, not because it was you. They'd have done it to anyone. And they do and will. Bear with me just a moment. I gotta go get some antacid. Okie doke. I'm back. All right, so let's see. Where were we? Understanding the fact that this isn't personal. The narcissist did this all because of their disorder, not because it was you. They'd have done it to anyone. And they do, and they will. Write down the things the narcissist did to you. Look at that list. Celebrate the absence of everything on that list. Pour yourself a drink. And toast to life and its profound serenity. Do this every day. Oh, I do. I don't drink every day. I don't pour myself a drink every day. But I will take my water. Salute to a new day. New life. Build a social life. Go online. But if you go online, you must be very careful. Watch out for scammers, because trust me, they're out there. Go outside, go for a walk, go for a run. Look at Mother Nature. She's beautiful. Talk to people. Surround yourself with nice people for a change. A social circle strengthens you emotionally and physically. Think of the plans you had before you met the narcissist. That's going to be fun. Because that was nearly 40 years ago. And my plans, my desires 40 years ago were simple, much as they are now. To live a happy life, a good life, secure life, and just being peaceful. So I'm going to continue executing those things. I do have a new desire to do something. I love making sourdough bread. I want to look into restaurants around here that don't make their own bread and see if that's something they would be interested in. Get back to the person you are. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I am getting closer and closer. 2.5 years since I left him, and I am getting back to myself. Set goals, long-term and short-term. This can be anything you like buying that nail polish you like, changing jobs, traveling, moving. Goals give you something to look forward to. They give you hope. Well, if our economy would just chill the fuck out, maybe some of my goals would be met. Last but not least, know that you didn't lose anything good. Absolutely. I didn't lose anything good. I lost the worst thing in my life. What you lost was a disordered person that left you feeling like shit. That's how I felt. I felt like crap when I finally got rid of him, because he made me feel that way. They are incapable of change. And if this would have continued, you'd actually be feeling worse by this time. Or, in my case, I'd probably be dead by this time, because he was trying to kill me. So that's a lot to think about. Can a narcissist be obsessed with someone? Yeah, I guess. The narcissist can be obsessed with someone if the person has certain traits which the narcissist admires. The narcissist sees the person as possessing some unique skill, such as high intelligence, and the narcissist cannot seem to fully break into the person's personal space. For instance, the narcissist is unable to get the person to reveal their internal treasures. The narcissist is unable to get the person to open up to the point where they glimpse what the person is really sincerely about. Consequentially, this of course would mean there is a hidden supply, which the narcissist cannot reap. Gems which cannot be extracted. To be fair, people who are not narcissists might find themselves attracted to someone, perhaps even obsessed, under similar circumstances. After all, it is easy to find ourselves attracted to people we admire, respect, and find mysterious. We are often drawn to such people. But narcissists often find themselves taking it to a deeper level. The narcissist wants to glimpse and possess the hidden treasure, the shiny gems. The fact there is something there which the narcissist can't quite get their hands on, metaphorically speaking, can sometimes just drive them insane. Narcissists are always looking out for that supply, which might be their final solution. Yeah, mine thought he had his final solution. He learned. A little bit late in life, but he learned. The fact that they can't get a taste of yours is like a dagger pushing against their gut. So just keep it going. Keep holding them back. You've got to. You got to keep them out of your head. You got to keep them from trying to get to you, because they will do anything and everything. So we just gotta, we have to hold on to our hearts, protect your heart, because a narcissist will hurt it. A narcissist will damage your heart. They will make you so unsure of yourself that you don't know whether you're coming or going, or if you've already been there. And you have to protect yourself. Because if you don't, there's no one else out there to protect you. you've got to be careful. You can't keep going for these people that want to hurt you. You have to be very, very selective in who you let into your life. There are people out there that will tell you they love you from the bottom of their heart to the moon and back 1,000,000 times and all this blah, blah, blah. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. If you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. You have to love yourself. So that's what you have to work on. You have to work on your self-care. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Because if you do, like I said, nobody else is going to. Nobody else is going to care. So my suggestion is get a dog. Because guess what? That dog will love you unconditionally. They will be at your beck and call. They will make your days brighter, livelier, and full of fun. Remember when you were a kid and you'd go outside and play? Yeah, that's what you get to do when you have a dog. You get to go outside and play. Go outside and play ball when the weather's nice. When it's not too cold and not too wet. Yeah, my dog's right here. She's with me all the time. Because she wants to go outside and play. But it's too wet outside. And so when it's wet outside, we cannot go outside and play. So when it's wet outside, she gets to go with me to the grocery store. And she likes that. She really does. And I enjoy it too. She is so much fun. Such a good puppy. So full of love. And she takes care of me. I don't think I'd be quite where I am right now after this 2.5 years post-abuse if it wasn't for her. She has me laughing and smiling daily. She sleeps with me, keeps me warm at night when it's cold. She's just full of love. And that love is so important to me. Because it is pure, 100% pure love. There's not an ounce of negativity in her. If I need positivity, I go to my doggie. Yes, I do. And she gives it to me. She gives me everything I need. I just love her. I love my Snickers. So with that in mind, I want you all to have a beautiful weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, love. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, share, and comment. I love to know how you feel about these posts. If you don't comment, I can't make improvements. I can't make changes. So please, please kind comments. Peace, love out.